Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Angus Levy from Trading with Angus, and this presentation really, it's more of a presentation and giving you the information that I know about Afriq Arbitrage system and why I am doing it. And nobody is required in any shape or form to join. But many of us were in COTPS before. It was something which worked really well. And I think all of us at the time were really happy with it. And then suddenly, poof, they disappeared. And, you know, I personally, I took it quite hard because I didn't lose any money out of it. But I know there were a lot of people who invested a lot of money and may have been hit. And my whole aim with everything I do is to help people create wealth, not lose it. And I know some of you have also lost money with me on the trading side. So it really gets to me. Now, I came across Afriq Arbitrage. It was something actually introduced me to it, a friend a good while ago. And I took a look. I was immediately skeptical, like anyone would be. Why? Because the CEO behind it is from Nigeria. Now, we all know the reputation of Nigeria. It's like the scam center of the world. But, you know, I just sat back and watched. And as I got to know this guy, Jessam Michael, and a bit more about his background, some of you may have heard of him before. He's a very experienced trader, very successful trader, Forex trader. He teaches people and does signals and the whole lot, and very successful. But he was also big in COTPS, and he was a big believer in it. And in fact, still is. He still believes, and I'm still hanging on, barely, with the hope that it does come back. You know, we can still see where the money is and it's still there. So nobody's run off with it. It's just stuck. So he decided about a year ago anyway, to design his own system. He is an adamant, he talks about hating all Ponzi schemes. And, you know, we've been through them. IPC was definitely a Ponzi. I believe that now. At the time, I didn't, and I didn't want to believe it, I suppose. But, you know, yeah, we were all ripped off there big time. His whole intention with this, if he's to be believed, is he wants to be the Ponzi killer. That's how he describes it. A system that works, that pays everybody, and will basically blow all Ponzi's out of the water. So because they just can't compete. So he looked at what COTPS was doing, what they were doing well, what they weren't doing well. And one of the big things was he wanted to get away from the big marketeers who were just interested in making all the money from the referrals. So he's just created a system that is frontline only. So it's not a multi-level marketing. It is it's unilevel. So you only receive commissions on whatever profits the people you personally introduce makes. And that was the first thing. Now, what does that mean? Well, it also, it allows much more room for him to grow the returns for us as members. He talks about this being a community project. So I decided, okay, when they asked for beta testers back in August, I signed up. I was actually the 30th person to sign up to it. And then in September, the beta testers funded the account. Now, there was a lot of niggles, okay, with the signups and all of that. And so it took a good while to get all of that running smoothly. But at the same time, he was developing, refining the whole system in the background. And we originally were going to start at 1.65. And then he said, you know what, guys, this is going so well, we can go ahead at 2.2%. And then he started refining it more. And as he started testing out the program in what's known as the sandbox, where it's looking at real trading, and he saw that, wow, this thing is really able to make a hell of a lot more money. He then said, you know what, I'm going to start working on the program to be able to give us 5%. And he estimated he should have that done in and around the 8th, is what he said, of January. Now, look, we were supposed to be sort of going live to everyone back in September. So, you know, it's a bit like Elon Musk, you know, Elon Musk time, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. You know, he says, yeah, I'm going to have this done by the end of the year. Well, you know, his new Ferrari sports car is introduced, what, 5 years ago, and it still isn't launched. So there's Elon time and real time. So this is a bit similar. So don't hold me to that. But even at 1.65%, we can make huge money in the medium to long term. And I'll go through that again later. My only big issue with this whole thing is it actually sustainable in the long term? Because, you know, when you look at compounding, even on 1.65%, you know, if you left $100 over a couple of years, you're going to be talking about billions in your account. I don't see that as sustainable in the long term. However, as I said on the site earlier, you know, Binance, okay, it's the biggest exchange, but it is actually trading over 7 trillion last year. So it's a big player, and it has a huge amount of turnover. So all we're doing with arbitrage is taking those little bit of differences in price offered by between Bittrex, say, and Binance or Julio or whatever other exchange he's using. And the vision he has is it's really for the poor. He wants as many Africans as possible to be dragged out from poverty, to get away from, you know, the yoke of the what's the word I'm looking for? The corrupt politicians, I suppose you could say, and business people who just suck the life out of the poor and less fortunate. In other words, the corruption. Now, the only problem we know, of course, is that, you know, when the government starts to see how successful something like this could be, they'll find any way they can to bring it down. I mean, they're already trying to put the shackles on, you know, the whole crypto industry, following what FTX did. Now, was FTX set up to be a fall guy? I don't know. But there's all sorts of conspiracies you can use. But you can be sure the banks and politicians will always want their slice of the pie. So my advice with what we do here is, look, as soon as you doubled your money, now at 1.65% takes about 6 weeks. As soon as you've doubled your money, take out your original investment and then just enjoy the rest. You know, allow it to build again, take regular amounts. Or you can leave it for 6 months or a year and take out a few million. If it lasts that long, I've no guarantee that it will. I've no reason to believe it won't, but I'm just saying, you know, we don't know. So you know, take a nice regular amount out so that you've set some aside for your next investment, whatever that might be. I mean, for example, mainnet, which I talk about also, that gives 10.5% per month. It's conservative, it's great. You know, you could put some money in that so you have another stream of income. I always talk about us having at least 5 or 6 streams of income. That's really important, so that if one suddenly goes, you're not going to be at a loss. And Afriq is just one stream of several that we should all have. Anyway, I hope I've given you an idea of where I'm coming from with this introduction, but let's take a look at what we have here. So he calls it the Ponzi exterminator. Jesse Michael is, as I've already mentioned, a crypto educator, and he works in the Forex and fiat markets as well. And I've seen some of his analysis. He knows what he's talking about. You know, he shows his trades in his groups, and you know, he can make 100,000 in a day. Wang says, what are the others we should all have? Well, I just mentioned Mainnet is one. Trading with Angus might be another. You know, there's several. There's Manifest. There's a load of different streams of income that you can have, Wang. But you know, over time, I'll be introducing you to those. So going on, Michael's developed his own unique trading strategies that guarantee capital preservation, sustainable return on investment. So he's got a pedigree. He's also got a reputation that he wants to keep up. So he has actually taken a few of the Forex companies to court because he was making so much money. They suddenly shut him off and refused to pay out. And we've all experienced that, especially those of us doing binary, you know, with crooked companies refusing to pay out. Now, AAS is a digital currency trading platform that uses high-frequency trading and algorithms to automatically buy digital currencies at low prices and sell them at higher prices. So that's basically what arbitrage is. And let me just spend a few moments explaining what arbitrage is to you, so that you get an idea of how it works. Now, I know there was I'm just skipping on here because here we go. What is arbitrage? Arbitrage consists of buying foreign currency or digital funds in the market where its price is low and simultaneously selling it in the market where the price is higher. This is possible since exchanges generally have a slight difference in prices for the same cryptocurrency. Now, this situation of price gap is used by traders to make profit on their trades using arbitrage. Arbitrage is well known. You've probably heard of sports arbitrage and other things where people, you know, use the difference offered by bookies, slight difference. They're happy to take away a few percent each time rather than the 50% profit, but they do that again and again and again. My own son did sports arbitrage while he was at college, and that's how he paid for some of his college and other expenses. So it's a well-known, well-understood system. And Afriq uses 5 different companies and trades between them. And I'll show you a little video of the actual system working in a little while. So let's go back here. I may skip over some of these if they're not relevant. The offices are registered in New Jersey, in the USA, but also in Colorado. They are registered for trading, similar to COTPS. Now, all this certificate means is that they are a company in good standing as of that date. This was back in July. And that it is a genuine company. And you can look up, if you want to take down that ID number quickly yourself, you can look it up yourself. Or I'll give it to you later, whatever you want. He's also, because he is Nigerian himself, he's obviously incorporated the company in Nigeria also. And on top of that, you can see a certificate from the state of Colorado, for the company here. And again, you can, you know, look it up online and see that it is a genuine business. So what makes AAS different from other arbitrage platforms? Well, first of all, we have 100% proof of liquidity, okay? And it's also a 100% smart contract protocol. In other words, there's nobody sitting there watching and you know, playing around with and deciding, well, will I give him that withdrawal now, or shall we hold on to it for a few hours? You know, there's no waiting time. It's all instant. It's all done automatically. It's all done through the smart contract. Proof of liquidity is provided by Binance. They are the largest exchange. They've you know, a huge amount of money available. Now, what they are allowing is Afriq or AAS to use their liquidity pool, okay? So all of our funds actually goes into that liquidity pool, and it's used then for the trading. And at the end of each day, all the funds come back into the liquidity pool, and our percentage, 1.65 at the moment, is taken out and distributed to us, including for those who introduce others, the 5% referral bonus, okay? Elena, I have not done a withdrawal yet, okay? That will, and this is one of my negatives about AAS. He's been under incredible pressure to get going. Literally, there was 250,000 people signed up in the first half hour. As a beta tester, my expectation was that we would test out everything, including withdrawals. Now, he believes that's not going to be an issue because it's all within the smart contract. It's much easier than the funding side of it, which has to be, you know, done through, you know, other exchanges or whatever. But the withdrawals, he believes, is just simple. But anyway, the proof of liquidity is really important, and that is from Binance. It's running on ASI. Now, AI is artificial intelligence. Now, ASI is artificial super intelligence. I think it's just jargon myself, but it's very advanced programming, basically, alongside HFT, that's high frequency trading computers. Now, you may have heard of these. These tend to be based close to, or as close to, the financial centers, those trading with Forex, as possible. And, you know, they take trades again in milliseconds. And I'll play this video for you a little later, and you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see the actual program, the way it works, and that it does several trades in literally half a minute. The return on investment is 1.65%, as I've mentioned already, and the 5% direct referral commission. So for those of you who don't understand, let's say I introduce you to AAS, and you put in $10,000, okay? You will get 1.65% per day. That's $165 on the 10,000. Me as the introducer will be paid 5% of that 165, okay, each day, and it's based on the balance in the person you've introduced's account. There are no withdrawal charges. Again, this is different from what we're used to. You know, both, for example, IPC and COTPS charged 3% when you were withdrawing funds. Nice little earner for them. He's saying, no, there's no withdrawal charges. Now, that's beyond whatever the exchange you're using may charge. It runs 24/7, 7 days a week. So again, compared to, Forex, which only runs 5 days a week, this runs 7 days a week. Again, this is just another graphic explaining, we buy low, sell high. And again, another one just explaining how it works. So you've got exchange A is offering at a certain price. You purchase $1,000 of it. Exchange B is offering to buy that off you, or you sell it to them for $1,050. Your profit is 50. That's basically how it works. And you do that again and again and again and again all day long. So high frequency trading, I've already explained, is a method of trading that uses powerful computer programs to transact a large number of orders in literally milliseconds. And what is an algorithm? An algorithm is also an automated trading, black box trading, or algo trading is the other terms for it, uses a computer program that follows a defined set of instructions, an algorithm, to place a trade. The trade, in theory, can generate profits at a speed and frequency that is impossible for a human trader. Again, these are just a bunch of graphics that have been put together. Now let's take a look at what can happen. We've all heard what Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Those of us who put our money in the bank or building society at the moment are getting, at best 2-3% maybe per year. And what is inflation running at? 10% in most places. So you get 2 to 3%, inflation's at 10%, you're losing 7 to 8% in value of your investment by keeping it with the bank, okay? The bank may also say, well, sorry, you have to keep your money here all year. We'll pay you at the end of the year. Oh, and by the way, we're just going to deduct a tax before we give you what's left. Okay, so he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. So if you put in the minimum amount of $20, okay, your daily return is roughly 33 cents on that. Your monthly return can be 33.24. Your annual return would be 7,873 on just $20. So most of us are potentially affluent enough to probably go a little higher. I am not suggesting any particular figure. Use what you are comfortable with and work from there. So many of you may just start with a small amount initially, test out the system, test out your withdrawals, and then you will hopefully be comfortable in putting a little more in. Always be cognizant, though, that, my advice is take your original capital out as soon as it doubles. So $1,000, for example, can potentially grow at 1.65% per day to 392,000, a really nice sum. Can you have more than one account, says Elena? Yes. Now, with caveat, you need a different email address. You need a different phone number for each account you own. If you try and register 2 accounts with the same email or same phone number, they will freeze your account, okay, and block you. It's gone. So please don't try, okay? Hope that answers that, Elena. And going on, I've got some people within my organization with 10,000 and above, potentially able to earn, up to 4 million in a year. It gets stupid as you go out further. In 2 years, we're talking billions. None of us, let's be honest, I don't think any of us will be taking that. I hope we do, but, we've yet to see something like this last that long where it can. So again, please, eyes wide open, folks. I'm not suggesting that it won't, But, you know, sod's law being sod's law, there is always the chance that something may happen. Some new law or rule is brought out or whatever. So we just have to be aware and also not greedy, you know, just when it's producing whatever you're comfortable with on a daily return, take it, you know. You can always set up another account and forget about it and let that one grow into the, you know, billions if you wish. Hope I'm making sense here. Okay, there's no need for that one. Okay, so what is the affiliate program? It's very simple. It's a direct referral program. I've mentioned this already. So it's uni-level. You get paid on only the profits that the people you personally introduce. Now, this drives the Ponzi guys crazy, okay? Because a lot of the big affiliate marketers want to have a pure multi-level system, similar to what COPS was doing, really. You know, what was it, 15, 10, 5, okay? Here he's saying, no, you're just getting 5%, right? Now, that's fair enough. I'm quite happy with that, all right? Because what happens to the rest? It goes back into the liquidity pool, okay, the other profits. And he has said, and at the moment I've no reason to doubt him, that as the liquidity pool expands, the return to us will also expand. Now, I will say that he has also mentioned that he has employed a group of experienced programmers who are working on expanding this to 21 exchanges. So there'll be 21 exchanges that they can use. At the moment, it's only 5. And he reckons at that level, he'll be able to return up to 10%. Again, you know, we start getting into stupid figures when you're talking about 10% return a day. Let's believe it when we see it, okay? I believe we'll get the 5% sometime this month, potentially. It could stretch out longer, all right? But at the moment, we're on 1.65. Why not the 2.2 he talked about earlier? Basically, when they tried to run the 2.2, there was some error within the programming, so it defaulted back to the 1.65. Still a nice amount by anyone's imagination. Okay, yeah, we've all seen this graphic. Wang showed it to us earlier, didn't you? And then we have a cycle is the amount of time it takes for the daily transaction. So with COTPS, for example, it was wasn't it a 2-hour cycle, I think? And each 2 hours it returned 0.3%. And with AAS, it's a 24-hour cycle. So the system goes off, it trades for 24 hours, and then all the profits are returned to the pool, and we are paid out from that. Now, here's something to pay attention to. Watch out the time of day that you fund your account, because that's when your 24-hour cycle begins, okay? And then at the end of that 24-hour cycle, your profits are returned. And once it's started, the withdrawal window is 20 minutes, okay? And you've seen the timer on the dashboard. When that timer goes back to 0, the funds go into your account, and then you've 20 minutes in which to withdraw whatever you wish. Now, one thing to understand about withdrawing, if you want to keep your account, you must leave a minimum of $20 in your account. The system is designed to close any accounts automatically, gone below $20. So please keep a minimum of $20 in your account. And then after that 20-minute window, you can't withdraw until the next 24 hours. And the money is all swept in and reinvested. Now, another thing I will say at the moment, and again, I'm a bit unhappy with Jessam in the fact that the system isn't automatically compounding at the moment, okay? He can't do that until the first withdrawals are done, and then the system automatically starts compounding, okay, for all of us. However, as I mentioned earlier, when he opened up the system 3 days ago or 4 days ago, I can't remember which, there was literally 250,000, just under 250,000 people tried to join in the first 30 minutes. Now, Twilio is the SMS provider, okay, for verification. They saw, and again, I can only imagine that they weren't warned. They suddenly saw all this traffic coming in. They'd never seen anything like it. I feel a bit like Trump there. Never seen anything like it. Was bigly. It was huge. But they literally got a fright and closed down. They said, right, you're restricted to 500 per day, which put a halt on the signups. Now they've opened it up again, but it all has to be started for the SMS verification. So you guys that have signed up already are actually lucky because you haven't had to go through that SMS verification. Now, once that's started again and working properly, we will be able to do the withdrawals, because obviously you'll need the SMS verification code to activate your withdrawal. And at that stage, the automatic compounding gets activated. Personally, I believe that should have all been done before we went live to the public, but c'est la vie. How long does a trading cycle last? 24 hours. So if your account is 500, the bot will execute trades on all of that until all of the fund is used. That's probably a very simplistic version of what the reality is. But anyway, we leave it at that. At the end of the trade cycle, your 500 goes back into your wallet, and you have 20 minutes in which to withdraw, and then it's all swept back out again into the liquidity pool to be traded once more. Withdrawals are only possible at the end of 24-hour cycle. I apologize if I'm repeating. Between two cycles of trade, there is a 20-minute gap to execute withdrawal. No withdrawal limit, no withdrawal charges. That was the original intention, no withdrawal limit. Binance came back and said, we're not allowing that, can't allow no limit. We'll start you off with 10,000 per day withdrawal limit per person. So for 99.9% of us, 10,000 a day, yeah, I'll take that. Okay, thanks. But that will be expanded. I mean, Binance themselves, I think my limit is something like 3 or 5 million a day. So yeah, I expect this will be relaxed as time goes on. Minimum of $20 must always be in your account within 24 hours. The system is set up to allow up to 3.5 million withdrawals to be completed within 1 minute. Okay. The system is also designed to automatically expand the number of members as you go along. Kai's asking, which network do I use to send USDT? It's USDT TRC20. So that's the Tron protocol. TRC20. Thanks, Wang. So I know for some Americans that can be awkward. For example, Coinbase doesn't do TRC20, but Binance US, I believe, does now. I've heard, but there's others like Clever and help me out, guys, with other American exchanges or exchanges that Americans can use that use TRC20. But I did help out somebody today, and won't be doing this all the time, but he wanted to set up his account. He only had Coinbase. So he sent me the funds in ERC20. I converted them to TRC20 and funded his account for him. Are multiple accounts allowed? If the system detects two accounts with the same details, both accounts will be suspended and all funds frozen. However, as I mentioned earlier, you can have multiple accounts, must have separate emails and separate phone numbers for each account. So if you want, buy a burner. Does Afriq Arbitrage system have face verification? No, it doesn't. It employs the services of Twilio. They are the biggest SMS authentication company, and they will be providing our one-time passwords before any withdrawal is authorized. What type of crypto does Afriq Arbitrage use? Here we come to Kyle's question. It is Tether, USDT TRC20. Does the company offer an app for cell phone users? No, it does not. And be aware and warn any people you introduce that if they find any app, do not go near it. Everything is done online through your back office. Nothing is done through an app. Why? Because these can be hacked. There are fake apps on the Google Store already. You have been warned. Just as there are going to be fake AAS sites, okay? Be very careful. It's very simple. There's only two sites. It's Afriq jmarbitrage.us or afriqjmarbitrage.com. Those are the only two. Watch out for smart fellas, you know, changing a letter here or there and trying to trick you. Okay, is your salary your only source of income? This is what I was talking about before. You are one step away from poverty. You need multiple streams of income. This is one of them. Could it become the biggest stream of income? Absolutely, 100%. Will it last forever? Who knows? Do not bank on it, okay? Eyes wide open. How do I get started? 3 simple steps. First of all, if you've been introduced here through me or through my site, you will use my link, which is in the pinned messages on TWA Arbitrage member. I'm going to change that to membership. And then you will go through the video. Again, it's all up online there. Look, it's very simple. You've got your name, your email, your phone number, passwords. Okay, that's all that you require for registration. Okay, now you would be surprised how many people mess up their registration. Tell everybody to take their time. Do it slowly. Okay, slowly. They must make sure that their email is correct. I've had people who are really experienced in this, so excited to get going that they had one letter wrong in their email, and then they put in their phone number and, you know, went to verify. Well, their email was wrong, so the email verification wouldn't work. Then they went to redo it, and oh, your phone number is already used. Sorry. So they were goosed, and it's a big process to get it all fixed. So please, folks, tell people to be careful, take their time, double, treble check everything before you hit send. All right, then it comes to the depositing. So you put in your amount. Now, you have to allow for a couple of things. First of all, Binance charge Afriq 0.65%. So you need to allow 0.65% on top of whatever you're intending to start with. So if it's 1,000, it would be 650 plus $1. Okay, is the charge to send. Now I'm talking from Binance, maybe different from whatever provider you use. But instead of 80 cents, which we're used to, it's $1 Binance charge to send funds to Afriq. So you need to allow for 1,000, 750 on top. Okay, that's what you'll actually be needing, $1,007.50, for example, to send 1,000. Okay, well, that is basically the presentation as I have it so far. Just let me stop the sharing here for 1 second. You're going to see my lovely face again. I think I've answered all the questions while we were going. I do want to play you, showing you the AAS system in action. Okay, I'm just going to freeze this here, and I'm going to reshare. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, where's my thing gone? Here we go. All right, so this may be of interest, it may not, but this is just the program, the AAS program working away. So first of all, it's looking for all the ticker symbols. It then checks and it sees that, look, there's no arbitrage opportunity, on all of these different pairs. Then suddenly, okay, it's found something here on WhoBuy and Bitmart. There's a slight difference, 63.92 versus 64.3. So it goes and takes that trade. And look at this. We're only in like 5 seconds and it's already been able to take 2 different trades. Okay. So a trade in just 5 seconds. Brilliant. And it's carrying on searching. It's not found anything. Here we go, 58 seconds after the minute. And it's found another potential trade. It's gone ahead and it's taken it. It's made the profit. Boom, boom, done. Thank you. And it's now looking for another potential. No, nothing available. And here we are, 20 seconds later, another potential trade. Excellent. We'll go for that, it says. Now, what it's doing in the background is it's obviously looking at what are the charges for, sending and getting back. And it's saying, am I still making money? If yes, okay, good. We'll take that trade. Thank you very much. There you go. And you can see another couple of trades being taken here. Were you all able to see that? Maybe just give me a yes if you were able to see that. Elena, it'll be this week, definitely, that we get to start withdrawals. That was the intention anyway. So I just wanted to show you that so you can see that it is a real system and it works. Now, I have shared the AAS sign up vid, I believe. I'll double check I have, but no, I can play that now.
Welcome to this short tutorial video on how to register on the Afriq Arbitrage system.
Now, it may not be great quality.
Anywhere can get started with this amazing arbitrage trading system today. Afriq Arbitrage system is
Are you able to see this? Just give me a yes in the chat.
Click on the link opens a new member's registration form, as you can see on my screen. Kindly complete the form with correct information such as name.
I hadn't shared, had I? Okay. Let me start this once more. Apologies, everyone. Now, I just need to. Joys of doing everything live. I just need to make sure that my settings are optimized for video clip. Okay, wonderful.
And anyone, anywhere can get started with this amazing arbitrage trading system today. Afriq Arbitrage system is affiliate-based, which means you need an already registered member's link to get started. The moment you click on the link, it opens a new member's registration form, as you can see on my screen. Kindly complete the form with your correct information such as name, mobile number, email, and your desired password. Then click on the Create Account button to complete your registration, and you are instantly sent your Verify email. Simply log into your email account and click on the Mail to get your account verified. With this, you now have your dashboard to enable you to get started with all your trading activities, such as deposit, withdrawal, returns, trading overviews, and also monitor your team activities as it grows. To deposit into your Afriq Arbitrage account, simply navigate to the Deposit menu and click Deposit on the deposit details. Click on Wallet, choose USDT TRC20 and specify the amount. Remember, the minimum deposit amount at Afriq Arbitrage is $20. And then click on the Consume button, and then a new page opens for you, as you can see on my screen, which allows you to complete your deposit instructions using the simple QR scan options. To complete the deposit process, simply open your already funded USDT TRC20 wallet, which can be from Binance, Trust Wallet, and any other wallet as long as it is TRC20, and click on the withdrawal menu and send the exact USDT using the wallet address or the QR scan. Your deposit reflects instantly upon the completion of the withdrawal process. Finally, navigate to the Investment menu. The trades automatically start. Thank you for watching, and see you in my other tutorial videos.
Okay.
Options.
I hope you were all able to see that. I think it's funny he used $10 instead of 20 for the demonstration on that. Yeah, one important thing, guys, when it comes to when you're helping others to set up, make sure that they understand is once they've registered, they need to log out because they're in the registration page, and then log back in using the login details. Quite a few people were re-clicking on the registration link, and then immediately they get, well, this account is already used, this email is already used, this phone number is already used, and then they're throwing an absolute wobbly. So for your own sake, make sure that they come back out of the registration page and go into the login page to log back into their account. All right. The login is working, seamlessly. Now, what happens, you're supposed to, sorry, I'm drinking fizzy water. You're supposed to stay on the funding page until the payment is acknowledged, and you'll get a little notification, funding completed or whatever. If for any reason you log out or whatever, it upsets the whole system and it's going to take much longer. One other person today that happened to, and it took, a few hours before the funds were eventually shown on his back office. So please tell people to be patient, just wait for the confirmation. Usually it only takes a few minutes. I think most of us who signed up today, it worked very quickly. Right, question on depositing. If looking to deposit 1,000, for example, do you input 9,950? That would be 1K less than 0.65, and Binance charge. No, you would put in the, what you do is you put in the 1,000, and then that you intend to put in, and then on the payment page it will come up saying $1,006.50 is what you need to put in. Okay. You will then need to send or tell, Binance, for example, that you're sending 1,007.50 because they take a dollar charge as well. So by the time the payments are taken out, you should still have your 1,000 left. I hope that makes sense. But even if you just do it the way you suggest there, Mark, you'll still have the 992.50, whatever. All right. If you're just putting in 1,000, if that's your limit, that's all you have, it'll come out at 992.50. Yeah. Good. Okay, guys, look, we're nearly up to the hour, and I didn't want to go over the hour. Does anyone have any last minute questions before we leave it there? And look, I can do another presentation, Q&A, whatever, over the coming days. So